chief of both of these ships guiding you through the Arctic every 3-4 days, every round from here on out. You'll be seeing me and I'll be snuffing a torch. I haven't seen some of you guys in a while, so good for you. Some of you I've seen more than others. But tonight when I'm asking these questions, again, some of you might not feel like you should be truthful. Sell me your bullshit. If you're going to take me for a jerk-off, please make it good. That's my one qualm. I'm Jeff Probst, but I'm Jeff Probst light. Like, I'm Jeff Probst season 23 and on when he sort of became a dick. So again, I don't expect you to lay your strategy out. But if you need a second to think about what you say before you say it, take your time. Just sell me your bullshit. If there is bullshit to be not revealed. All right, I am ready to record. Oh, I am recording. Okay. Octavius Crew. Our final 12? 11?
11.
11, okay, thank you guys. I knew it wasn't traditional. Our final 11. The individual phase of this game has started. This is your first tribal council as the newly merged tribe. Terra Crew, Erebus Crew, no longer. Just as they were no longer once they started their trek on foot. As always, Tribal Council here with me. Question and answer ceremony. All right. First up tonight is Mr. Dash.
Who, me?
Yeah, you.
All right, let's do it.
So, from here on out, I just stated you will be seeing me every Tribal Council. Terra Crew entered this merge with survivor numbers down. How are you feeling tonight? Just based on that, how are you feeling?
I feel like I'm going to shit my pants any second. I mean, coming into a merge, numbers down is any survivor's nightmare. So I'm terrified. That's how I'm feeling. Like, I'm so terrified that one of my nipples is hard.
Is that a reaction that you
How are
usually
you
have
feeling?
Is that a reaction your body usually has when you're nervous or scared?
Sometimes you never know.
So there's something interesting about this merge in that the first time in iSurvivor history, tribes voted members out.
Yeah.
And they actually were not voted out. Here you are again. How's hanging out with Jake been since the merge? Somebody that was no longer part of your original Terror tribe and became Erebus.
I mean, it was great to see Jake again. I love Jake. I was not one of the people who said, I don't want to talk him out of this game. I want to be friends with everybody. So yeah, it was great to see him. It's difficult seeing him, like buddy with all them. I'm a little jealous. But I mean, it's a game, and I gotta be understanding that he's gotta do what's best for him,
Does it concern you seeing Jake and someone like David, who both of them have already had interactions with a lot of people in this game? Like you said, he's buddy with people that you are not because you haven't had the chance to meet them, hang out with him, whereas Jake and David have relations at least with every single person left. Does that concern you at all?
I mean, like, yes and no, I guess. Like, That's a hard question to answer, isn't it? Give me a sec to think.
I'll maybe explain
I'm
my
gonna say no. Oh yeah, explain yourself. I like
just
that.
no, just a little bit more.
Does it
like you
concern me that they have relationships with everybody?
yeah, I mean, whereas you might be behind the game compared to Jake and David, where you need to start these relationships with people on
Yeah.
Erebus from day one, scratch. It's like you're day one again with people on Erebus just because you're Terror. And whereas they're both, they've had an opportunity to be on both, experience everybody, just knowing that they've had more communication, time to get to know, or even turn people off. Like it may not concern you because guess what? They've already been voted out. They know these people. They got voted out, so it may not concern you, you know? So just does it?
Yeah, that's how I look at it. I feel like yes, they have a relationship with everybody, but at the same time, they have a very complicated relationship with their previous tribe because they were voted out. So there's going to be mistrust between them and the people that voted them out. So I don't necessarily look at them as some huge threat because they know everybody. If anything, I think honestly, no shade to y'all, but I think y'all are less of a threat because as far as everybody else, we've only had one life in this game while y'all have had two. No shade, no shade. I'm just spilling tea. So yes, they're in a threat in the sense of they know everybody, but they're also less of a threat because they have mistrust between these people, and this is their second life in the game.
Thank you, Dash.
Thank you, Sandy.
Now, Jake, how's it been for you? Has it been a little bit awkward interacting with some of these people outside of challenges, that could have possibly written Jake on a parchment once upon a time?
I mean, yeah, of course, because like I got voted off my tribe, so obviously I'm gonna be pissed. And it's like, so seeing the people and not knowing what happened with my vote, especially with my vote that was all over the board. I mean, that was 7 people in a tribe, and only 3 votes was all it took to get me out. So not knowing what happened during my vote, yeah, that's very concerning to me because I don't know what to do. And people, I mean, obviously people from Terror are going to come and try to talk to me again. So it's like, do I trust what they're saying? Do I trust that they did vote me out? It doesn't, I don't know. So yeah, I mean, it's hard to trust people who have already lost like I've lost their trust, like stuff like that, or no, other way around. But yeah, you know what I mean.
Now, since the merge, have you tried to connect the dots and unearth some information that you've been in the dark about since your time on Erebus?
Yeah, of course. I mean, I want to know what happened to me because I want to know who is telling the truth, who is talking to me and telling the truth. And from all the way back there, it was either Shannon or it was the other side where it was Caroline and Dash who blindsided me, or it was Jennifer or Kayla. So I don't know who blindsided me back at that vote. And so it's really concerning to me not knowing what happened. So yeah.
Now, you were targeted immediately in this past immunity challenge. This is sort of a social game, hierarchical type of situation in terms of this is individual now. These are individual moves people are making in this challenge. Does it concern you that of all 11 of you, you were one of the first prime targets?
No, I mean, it doesn't really concern me because I was already a prime target. I was voted out. So it's like, and David could just say the same thing. He saw his vote, or he saw his name in this immunity challenge just like me. And we were both targeted at some point in this game. So seeing our name again is nothing new.
Do you think there's other reasons other than, Jake's already been voted out, let me target him? Or do you think it's lack of a good first impression on this murder? Oh, you already know everybody, but do you think maybe it has something to do with past relationships? Not just the fact that you're voted out, but or just anything else other than being an ex-terror?
Um, what? Wait, what do you mean? I'm confused, but
All right, 1 second.
yeah.
Let me think about how to phrase this. All right. Other than having already been voted out, do you think that there's any other reason as to why you were a target? Possibly, hey, Jake's a challenge threat. Jake hasn't talked to me since the merge, thus.
Hmm. Okay, yeah, I can see what you mean. I mean, obviously, I was a target back then, but now that I've been new on Erebus, I feel like I have a new ground, and I feel like I might be seen as a target as I don't know as necessarily bad. I think it's something as in like, oh well, you are going to be seen as the bottom on Erebus, so we're going to try to single you out to maybe like try to pull you over or something like that. I don't know, but all that I know is that I mean, yeah, I've tried to talk to people on Terror and stuff like that. I've messaged Jennifer a little bit. I messaged Kayla a little bit. It's been all civil. It's been nice, but I don't know why. I guess for sure why my name would have been brought up, other than the fact that I was voted out before. So I don't really know.
Okay, now with that being said, there could possibly be other reasons as to why you were one of the first people targeted in this challenge. Now, does that make you nervous? You were one of the first people out in the challenge, as were others, but still, talking to you right now. But does that make you nervous? Hey, people were so willingly chopping your shit up. How possible is it that they will so willingly write your name down tonight?
I mean, that's true. I was one of the first that got out, and I don't know if that's. I mean, yeah, obviously I can go home. I could easily go home tonight, and I feel like I've played my game so far, and if I went home tonight, I'd be fine with it. But honestly, I think I've played my own game, and I feel like I am not seen as a threat right now, or I am, and that's why I got voted out or voted off the immunity, and I was voted off earlier in the game. So obviously, I'm seen as a threat. I don't think right now, though, that me getting voted off the immunity was seen because I was a threat. I don't know what it was for.
Let me talk to somebody else tonight who was one of the first people eliminated. Tom. I don't see you on camera. Ricky or Tana, do you see Tom?
Me and
I
Tana
have Tom on mine.
I have everyone
Okay, you
except
guys have him
Caroline.
perfect. Okay, except Caroline, perfect.
Hello?
Hey, sorry. So Tom, you were one of the first people out of the challenge. How concerning is it for you tonight that that might translate over here at Tribal Council in terms of being a target here?
Well, I am afraid of being a target, but I don't really feel like I was one of the first people who was voted out of that challenge because I think there was like 5 or 6 people left when I was taken out.
I might have been wrong on that. I quickly jotted down some extra information Ricky had told me, so I apologize. But do you feel like you could possibly be a target from that challenge?
Absolutely. I feel like I'm probably seen as one of the more prominent players in the game, and that's never something that you want to be seen as in Survivor. You want to be able to be someone who kind of fades out into the background a little bit more, but that's really not my personality. And I knew that entering this game that I was probably going to be somebody who took a more proactive approach to things, and that kind of puts you front and center sometimes. So it's kind of something that I was expecting to be seen as like that I might be in this position at this time, but I don't think I really have it in me to play differently. So.
It's so weird not being able to see you. That was so well spoken. Really good answer.
Thank you.
Now, do you think with not being able to, not that you were jumping forward and not that you were not able to sit back, But do you think, like you said, being proactive in the decisions you make and the challenges you participate in, do you think that at this point in the game you're able to maneuver yourself or maneuver the target away from you? Erebus entered the merge with numbers. So, yeah, going forward, do you think you'll be able to continue playing this same game?
Well, I'm hoping for this round at least that Erebus is going to vote together and that that's going to be a way for me to kind of move forward and figure out, you know, what an option is for me that I'll be able to make it to the end. But it's tough because obviously if you're a bigger player, the closer that you get to the end, the more people want to take you out of the game. And so for me, it's just who do I really feel like I can trust right now, and who do I think is also going to be like another kind of big player that people might target before me is another factor on my mind as well.
Now, my paper fell, so I tuned out for like a half a split second. But did you say you were hoping for this vote that it would be Erebus strong?
Yes.
Yes.
I'm kind of hoping that because I think if it isn't, there's a good chance that it would be me who loses tonight.
Okay. Now, in terms of survivor numbers, the merge just started. Erebus entered with majority. How would you feel if, not saying you, but anybody on Erebus left tonight?
I mean, Terra seems full of lovely people, but I'd be pissed. I feel like we've all worked really hard through the scavenger hunt and through the risk challenge to kind of recover our original numbers because we were at a deficit at the time, earlier in the game, and it would be a real shame to throw that all away. And I know that's hard to hear from Terra's perspective because, you know, everybody feels like they've worked really hard in this game, but just obviously, if somebody flips on what we've managed to accomplish as a numbers advantage, that'd really suck.
Thank you, Tom.
You're welcome.
Jen. Now, out of all of the Erebus crew members, you were sent to Terror twice. You probably know what you're up against more than any other Erebus member. Now, how are you feeling tonight, first and foremost?
I feel little tiny butterflies in my stomach.
Why?
Because of the fact that I did get to know every single person in this game as well. I have a mutual respect for every single person, and it breaks my heart to know that somebody does have to go home.
So do you think your time on the Terror Tribe, and now that the game is merged, you've been able to develop these opinions and friendships, if that, you know, just getting to know human to human, you know? Do you think that's elevated the game for you and made it more difficult?
Yes. I do.
Now, Tom just said, I'm hoping it's Erebus strong. Same for you?
I do also hope it's Erebus strong, and that is because this is where I have been. And, you know, as Tom said, we've endured these challenges together, and I know that Terror can relate because, especially with the scavenger hunt, that brought us so close together because we all made fools of ourselves in front of each other, and that'll bring anyone close together. So
Do you
yes,
think, do you think it'll always be this way on Octavia?
Well, I'd be a fool to say yes, but I hope so.
Now, what are you basing your vote on tonight? I know already Erebus strong. So, can I assume that one of your vote is gonna go towards a Terror? I'm not gonna pester or ponder any more on that, but it will be going towards a Terror member.
That is correct.
What do you base it on then? Who have you grown to like more over your 2 visits and now playing the game with them at the merge? Do you base it on who's the weakest at challenges? Thus, we need to get rid of the biggest terror challenge threat. What?
My vote tonight will be purely strategic.
Thank you, Jen.
Welcome.
Purely strategic. It's Caroline. So, as an ex-terror member, and you hear Jen just say, this vote is strategic, how does that make you feel? Does your heart drop a little bit?
I mean, everyone's should.
Sorry, just say that one more time. I was muting my mic and it covered your face. What was my question?
I said, I mean, everyone's heart should drop. If I can talk, sorry.
You're fine.
You need me to say it again?
No, I'm just looking over your questions so I can get it out.
Okay.
All right, so Miss Caroline, tonight we find out who the first member of the jury is. What have you done to make sure that's not you?
I mean, what have I done? I've done pretty much all that I can do as someone who's in the minority in a tribe that's going to remain Arab is strong, as they say. I've talked to people. I've done my best to try and make sure that people liked me. Apparently that didn't go so well. So that's nice. Thanks, guys. But apparently I also have no shot at winning. So if you need a reason to keep me, that's reason enough.
All right, so you touched up on some good stuff in the challenge. You were labeled some not so positive things, to say the least. Why do you think that is?
I honestly don't know. I feel I honestly I have no answer to that question. I don't know why I got all of that. I guess I know why I got the hardest to get a hold of because I'm bad at that. But other than that,
do you think you haven't had enough time to get to know some of your merge players, Terror crew aside?
Definitely. We've only been over here for so long. There's been so much scrambling being done, especially on the terror side, as to try and make sure that we can be safe. And there's been less time trying to get to know people and more time trying to ensure safety. So I feel like whatever happens after this is going to allow for a more social aspect of the game.
Good. So you think merge came, everybody hit the ground running, scrambling, strategizing. Clearly Terror maybe more so because they're on the outs in terms of numbers. Thus, that prevented yours specifically in terms of this challenge, everybody's true personality and stuff to shine in terms of that. Now, how vulnerable are you feeling? You didn't get such good reviews, and now we're at Tribal Council. You don't have immunity.
Yeah, needless to say, I am very, very uncomfortable in my position right now. I do not feel safe at all.
Why, if Erebus stayed strong, why should they keep you? You sort of touched on it before. Let's delve into that. But why should they keep you over some of these other terrorites if it was a 6 majority of Erebus sticking together?
I have 2 reasons. The first is very obvious. Obviously, I have no shot at winning, and if you all believe that, as the majority believe that, the majority will end up being jury. You take me to the end, I lose. Easy. Second, I haven't really had time to get to know everyone. And if that's honestly give me a shot to actually get to know all of you before you judge me so harshly. because I haven't exactly been the most available, but there's still a lot of me that you do not know. So if you were to vote me out now, you'd vote me out on a predetermined like level of thinking that may or may not be true. So give me another round. If you give me another round and I still suck, vote me out. But just saying.
That was a sweet argument. Dave, if same sort of question for Caroline, if it's cut and dry, Erebus is sticking together, she just said, hey guys, you think I suck right now, I'm never going to win. According to you, majority, you guys are going to be jury, I'm not going to win, keep me around. Does that make you nervous in terms of, hey, her argument's pretty sellable. Like, if people don't think she's already going to win, let's bring a goat.
Yeah. Caroline's an absolutely wonderful person. I loved the time I got to spend with her over on Terror. She is worth getting to know. For her age, she is mature. She is well-spoken. She is smart. She is adventurous. I think sometimes that we have narratives told about ourselves that aren't necessarily based on the facts. And so Caroline absolutely deserves for people to get to know the real her.
It's a good selling point as to why you should keep Caroline around. What do you think you just explained her narrative pretty well. Your narrative, you actually were sort of in the same position as Jake once upon a time.
Hmm?
You've gotten to know everybody. Were voted out once upon a time. You were able to navigate your way through a few tribal councils on a new red crew. And now you're here at Merge. Is that a testament to what? Your personality, gameplay, luck?
The fact that I am still in this game, I've been to more tribal councils, Sandy, than anyone in this game. I love you, but I'm so tired of seeing you, and I'm so upset that at this point on, there's no more not going to tribal council. I mean, unless this is my last one. But me being here is a testament to a combination of luck and the generosity of a lot of people. I didn't have to be welcomed by the Terror tribe, but I was. And there are people who went home instead of me that were friends with them, and they were generous enough to keep me instead.
Do you think that makes you kind of a threat at this individual portion of the game? You just stated you outlasted the most tribal councils. You've been able to bring out the generosity in other people to the detriment of others? Or does that make you a valuable ally? Somebody that people want to keep by and work with towards the end because you exude this, hey, I want David around.
Thank you for that. I think the fact that I have had to rely on the generosity of other people does not make me a threat. I believe that makes me the opposite of a threat. I am probably the person coming into this merge with the least options of how I can maneuver around. My line in the sand got drawn for me very firmly. Everyone on this tribe knows where I stand. They know what I'm doing. I'm not the person that anyone has to be scared about flipping or stabbing you in the back. There are a lot of other people who have a lot more ability to move around than I do that you should be worried about.
Now, with that being said, you feel like you have not many options, and your game right now is kind of in the light. Like, it's not hidden. What do you base your vote on?
Yeah, Sandy. It's hard. You know, I feel like I have had a narrative told about me that's not necessarily based in the facts. You know, like I'm seen as the most villainous person on this tribe because of the four real tribal councils I attended to. There was one vote where I misled two people about how I was going to vote. Every other vote, I voted with a unanimous group. I can think of at least 2 other people on this merged tribe who deceived people at 2 votes. That's 1 more than I am, and yet they are labeled as the people they would most stay friends at after this game. Or, sorry, never mind, that was Pete. But they were labeled with very positive characteristics around this tribe.
Pete, David got into some interesting things in that a lot of stuff that has happened on Erebus and Terror, especially with 2 people who've been voted out of both of those crews still in this game, that a lot of the stuff that happened on day 3, day 6, day 9, day 12, there's still a lot of residue coming into play now here at the merge. Now, in your opinion, does that residue fall into the vote tonight?
It probably does.
Why do you think that is? Is it because people can't get over things, animosities, or just personality clashes? Like, what is the epicenter at this stuff?
Wow. Of course, it's hard for me to speak for everyone. I've been involved in
just your opinion. This is totally just Petey.
just Pete. I think the issues of trust, I think the issues of loyalty, I think the issues of, I don't know, I just think it's a combination of a lot of different things. And, you know, in life, sometimes when you get down and you get stepped on, you just can't get back up. And maybe that's the way it is here. But that's just how we go. I think that's how we're going to see it.
Now, you're part of Erebus. Erebus entered the merge in numbers. Do you feel a little bit of security with that fact and the fact that every time I've been to Tribal Council, I've heard, Erebus strong, Erebus strong. Why would it change tonight?
I hope it doesn't. I hope it's still Erebus strong. But no, I don't think I feel any security. But I hope it stays the same.
Now, earlier I mentioned that, hey, first person sent home tonight out of this merged tribe's first member of the jury. Not that you can really gameplay around that from at this moment, but if you make it past tonight, Pete, does the jury, now that it's becoming a factor into the game, does it change psyche, how you play the game, how you think on a daily basis?
I think that will continue to get more and more important with each round, and it's important in this round because you start voting out people that we all hope will write our name down someday to win. And so there's a lot of strategy in that. You're sending somebody to jury, but if you're lucky enough and you outlast, outwit, and outplay everybody, you're going to turn around and say, now write my name down to win. So, yeah, I think you've got to do that delicately and strategically, and it's hard. It is.
Good luck in the vote tonight, Pete. Thank you, sir.
Thank you.
Kayla,
Sandy,
how are you?
I'm okay.
So, you've been a pretty straight shooter throughout some of these tribal councils, I'll say that. How nervous are you tonight, being a terror?
Very. I'm incredibly nervous. Obviously, the numbers are not in our favor. And, you know, I don't know who the votes are going to. I will never ever feel safe at Tribal, so I'm feeling very nervous.
Now that Erebus Terror no more, the tribal crew mentality may remain for some of you, but the fact of the matter is that this is the individual portion. Do you think that some of these players, maybe if not including yourself, have already been taking that opportunity to start playing individually?
For sure, I think people are doing that. For myself, I can only speak for myself. I right now I'm going to continue to remain loyal to Terror. But I do think that some people are kind of putting their feelers out there. I am sure that there's Discord that we might not be aware of. I don't know if anything has been developed yet as far as kind of flipping sides. But I think that people are definitely going to take this opportunity to further themselves in the game.
Now, someone leaves tonight. I'm sure there's been tons of strategy over the course of the last few days since two crews became one. How concerned are you tonight about a possible hidden immunity idol showing its face tonight? This is an individual game, and guess what? There hasn't been an idol played thus far. Could have been left with one of the first 5 voted out, but I have not thrown one in the fire. I have not used one. I have not seen the likes of an idol. Does it concern you now that it's the merge?
Yes. I don't know who has the idols. I have my suspicions. I think I might know. But I don't know for sure. Only the people who have them know. But yeah, that does concern me because if they were to play the idol, that could send someone who I trust or even myself home.
Are you saying tonight that it could send somebody home? Or just in general if played?
In general. And I mean, tonight for sure is a possibility, but in general.
Now, in terms of Octavius tribe strategy, pre-challenge, leading up to the challenge, post-challenge, have you been concerned about this idol? Have you been able, like, has it been at the forefront of your strategy that, dang, we need to strategize, or I need to strategize around some of these idols that could or could not be in this game?
Yeah.
Or, I mean, you might not have been like that. You might not have been strategizing in terms of the idol because Terra's lower numbers. Like, your main focus could have been just, hey, we just need to get majority, you know? So is it more like, hey, I'm not in a position to worry about an idol. I'm in a position to make sure it's not me and or try to get majority. So if an idol's played, I can only control so fucking much, Sandy.
Yeah. I mean, it is a lot to consider. Without revealing my cards too much, it's definitely been part of the strategy, but I think as far as like Terra is concerned, yeah, we've mostly been focusing on just keeping ourselves off the chopping block.
Got it. Now, do you think personally, just for you, that you've done enough to not, if it was Erebus Strong, to not be the one to go tonight? Personally. Over, just say, Jennifer, Dash, the rest of them?
Have I done enough? Probably not. Like I said, I'll never feel safe at Tribal. I kind of feel like, and especially after that competition, because I'm a goat, that I don't necessarily have the biggest target on my back. So in some ways that makes me feel a little bit more comfortable, but I'm never, ever going to feel safe. And have I done anything to deserve that spot to feel safe? No.
Do you think some of those challenge answers were a little bit off base, or do you think there was maybe more truth to them than not?
I think there was truth to them.
All right,
All of
CJ.
them?
Not so much. What about you, CJ? Same question. Do you think there was some truth? Like, did you learn something new in the challenge? Were you shocked? Like, oh gosh, what?
No, I wasn't super shocked. I kind of, if it wasn't the person that I picked, it would have been like my second pick. But some of them were like conflicting. Like I know, like the one Caroline got that she was upset about, that she was least likely to win, but then she didn't get the goat. So it's like some of them like contradicted each other and they weren't the same people. So it was like, I don't know. They were kind of all over the place, but they did kind of have some truth to them too.
Now, do you think your immunity win was a little bit a luck, a social gameplay credited to that people didn't want to hit you, or you just spot on? So you got answers right, thus people knew that you had ammo, so they weren't going to shoot you back. What do you think?
I don't think I got that many answers right. So I think a lot of it for the challenge had to do with the Erebus terror divide. And that definitely helped me stay on the winning side. And then obviously at the end, Pete had a choice between me and Austin. And so he kind of could basically pick the winner because he knew I had a vote left to chop. So I think it was part social. I think it was, I hope that Erebus is strong and that it didn't matter who won this immunity challenge. So I think that we all kind of felt that way. So as long as it was one of us, we were pretty good and we didn't care who it was. I hope.
How are you feeling about immunity? First individual, safe tonight, 10 other people around you, and you could leave. How does it feel knowing, hey, I'm not going anywhere?
It feels super good that I don't have to stress out right now or wonder like if anyone's gonna flip or what's going on. So that is definitely a nice feeling. And I really sucked at challenges earlier in the game, so to win something all on my own, it kind of wasn't on my own. So still got to work on that one. But it feels really good. But like I was saying earlier, it kind of is like bittersweet because this was like a yucky immunity to win because like you're basically like chopping other people's life in the game and people are getting their feelings hurt at these questions. So I can't say this is like, hopefully I win another immunity and it's like based off of my skills or physical capability or and something.
Not labeling anybody goat.
Yeah, not being a big bully. So
now, how's Emerge been for you? Has it been a little bit hard adjusting to getting to know 5 total strangers? Pretty much. It's been, 18 days of Erebus winning or losing, strategizing with the same people. Has it been a little bit of an awkward adjustment or of a refreshing adjustment?
For me, it's kind of awkward because it's nice to meet new people, but if we're sticking to the Erebus strong, everyone on Erebus knows that I am not a good liar and I do not like to betray people or hurt anyone's feelings. So when I'm talking to anyone on Terror, it's hard because I want to get to know them, but I don't because I don't want to feel sad when they get sent home. And I don't want to, I want to protect the people I'm protecting and keep the group that I'm with strong. And I don't want anything to be like misinterpreted. I don't want anything.
So you have trouble leading the lambs to slaughter if that be the case.
Yes, absolutely. I don't want to be a false security. I don't want I've played a very, very open and honest game, which I'm sure is going to get me at some point, but I don't like to lie to people. I don't like to give people false hope that I can work with them. I like to put my feet where they're at and fight for that. And I don't think I need to like look around right now, but at the same time, I don't want to not get to know these people because they're all super, super nice, good people. It's just like hard to find a balance, and it could end up coming back to get me because maybe I'm the only one that feels that way, and then other people are making these great connections, and I'm not because I'm so for these people who could possibly be betraying me, but I hope not. So.
Now, you sort of just touched on it. Could not possibly. How confident are you that Erebus 6 is going to maintain the majority tonight? Are you not confident in any Erebus individual? Are you fully confident in everybody?
I think there's always going to be a question. It's a game. So especially after, a previous tribal that's been brought up, you kind of wonder. But I feel fairly confident. I would say like 98% confident that Erebus is going to stick together because those of us who, know about immunity idols and know about it wouldn't, for me as a game player, it wouldn't make sense for me to switch. So, and unless there's a lot of different moving parts, I think Erebus will be strong for this vote. I'm not going to say it's going to be this 6 at the end.
You mentioned something that I don't know. You said for those of us who do know about immunity idols. So Illa doesn't know for sure. Are you saying you know for sure about said immunity idols that have not shown their face in this game?
Yeah, I think a majority of this game knows where the idols are.
Where are they? I don't know where they are. I want to know where these idols are. Who has them? If 8 people do. 8 people know.
It's definitely not my place to say where they are, and they're moving pieces too. So you
Okay. So if Kayla is not
tell you where they are.
Wait, say that again.
I'll gladly tell you where they are.
Thank you, David. Where are these idols at?
All 11 people know where these idols are. Anyone who says they don't is completely bullshitting you. The idol from Erebus is very much sitting with Tom. I know that because I gave it to him. The other idol is sitting with Jake.
Okay, so CJ, 2 idols on the Erebus train. Doesn't make sense if we have majority and 2 idols. Is that sort of what you were saying now that I kind of know the facts?
Yeah.
Facts. Okay, that makes sense. Big, that's what we call an iSurvivor bomb, guys. Jake. You just got called out about having an idol. Is there truth to this?
Yeah,
or is it hearsay?
Okay, everyone in this game knows that I have an idol. It's not a big thing. I mean, that's probably the reason.
It is a big thing when the last challenge, you're one of the first people out, and now we're at Tribal Council, and now I know you have an idol. Yeah, it's a big thing.
Well, yeah, it's a big thing, but the fact that no one
9 other people don't have an idol, that's a big thing, Jake. You are at the merge, you have an idol, and everybody knows it. That is big.
Yeah, I know. That's a big thing. But what I'm saying is that it's not a big thing that you're just figuring this out now. I was voted off of Terror because they all were under the suspicion that I had it anyway. Or for the most part, it was either me or Shannon that had it. So...
Okay, so how now that I know, how concerned are you tonight that you might be targeted, I mean, not by the majority, but other Terror people, or even anybody who doesn't have an idol. There are many people in this game who don't have an idol. You sitting here saying, hey, I have an idol, it's not a big deal, it's not a big deal. So are you not concerned tonight that you might be voted out again, a reprise of terror, because you just said you got voted out of terror for having an idol. Would you not be shocked if history repeated itself and you were the first one sent to jury because you had an idol?
Oh, I would definitely. I'm definitely expecting that. I mean, they're gonna come for me at some point because of an idol, but right now, I don't think so. So obviously,
Are you confident in the new relationships that you formed since the last time you were duped in an idol with an idol? You're more confident sitting here now on day 21 opposed to day 15 when you were duped, sort of?
Yeah, I feel more safe with the people I'm with right now.
Heard. Now, Tom, any truth, hearsay to the idol you are being claimed to hold?
I mean, at this point, like, it's pretty much out there. Yeah, I do have an idol, and that's why I said I think that there's a big chance that I might be getting votes tonight. I don't know if they're going to be thinking that I will play it or not, or if they think that I'll play it on someone else, but it's never nice to know that other people know you have the idol, but that's just kind of how this game's played out. They're very public knowledge, and because they're public, I'm hoping that it can be a tool to hold Erebus together, that me and Jake know that we have the idols on our side, and that is kind of a disincentive to flip to the other side.
Now, it's just became public knowledge to me. Some, if not half, if not all people in this game apparently knew about it. Do you think David jumping and taking the bait to let me know, do you think that was strategy on his part, or being, hey, wanting to call a spade because, hey, the tribal council chief asked?
I think it's probably a little bit of both. It's definitely, if you're not somebody who's holding the idol and you feel like you're in danger, it's definitely a smart move to highlight who does have the idol and all the information that comes along with it.
David, what was your motivation in laying it out for the land?
Hard strategy, like you said. Any secrets that were kept between this majority alliance that I can unveil that they were indeed secrets, I would love to do that. Kayla said earlier she's not sure. She said, oh, there's a majority alliance, and there may be Discord somewhere, but I don't know where it is. I know exactly where the Discord is, and I would be happy to tell her where that Discord is.
Do you think after tribal council, if both of you stay, that this is something that will be discussed?
I mean, the chances of both of us staying are slim, so if this is my last tribal council, I would rather expose as many cards as I can for the people that I'd like to see go soon.
Are you feeling like you are a target tonight? Like, in terms of, if Erebus stays strong, I'm New Terror, I'm already out of Erebus, maybe I'm the prime suspect tonight?
Oh gosh, yes, and it's my own damn fault. They voted me out once, and since they voted me out, I've done nothing but provoke them to vote me out again. The last tribal council, I sat down and said, I'm Terror Strong. Jen, you can take that back to Erebus. I haven't even talked with two of the former Erebus people since we've gotten to the merge, if that makes it clear that I'm not even strategizing with them. So I know I'm prime. I know that I'm fresh meat tonight.
Now, does this go back to a little bit of a theme earlier, that this pre-merge residue, it's still relevant and pertinent to what's going on right now and the dynamics we see here tonight?
Mm-hmm. Absolutely.
Any regrets on not being a little bit more, because you have full right to be upset that, hey, you were voted out of a tribe, right? Because I don't know the full details, the conversations that led up to and from, but do you regret, now that we've merged, to not maybe letting bygones be bygones and possibly opening up lines of communication with some of the people who possibly did you wrong?
I think going into this merge, I know that And there's a narrative out there about me that I am sketchy, that I am untrustworthy, that I am a liar. So if I am to start to play both sides of this tribe, all that will do is confirm those narratives for people. My best hope right now is that maybe there are other people who have been playing both sides that are going to look sketchier than me. Because I'm the devil that you know. I hope people realize that there are devils they don't know.
Jennifer.
I was falling asleep.
Sorry,
I'm just
Big
kidding, I'm
Bomb.
just kidding.
Big Bomb just released.
Yeah, I caught that.
2 gentlemen are holding idols in this tribe. We are at the merge. We've just had a challenge in which some people possibly have gotten their feelings hurt, been called out about being a threat. Does that concern you a little bit more tonight than just an old school terror tribal council?
It does, because I didn't like that game at all. I'm with CJ. I felt like it was bullying. It put us out there. I felt like it put us out there to hurt people's feelings, and I personally didn't intend to do that. So I didn't like the game at all. Yeah.
In a game where it's a social game of elimination, where the point is to outwit, outplay, and outlast. Do you really think the intent of the challenge was to be a bully, or can you see the side of it of that maybe it was intended to shed light? Ignorance is bliss in this game until you're voted out.
No, actually, I don't look at it that way. I still think it was just a game of bullies. That's what I feel. I feel like we all kind of hurt each other's feelings in a way, and I know a lot of people took things a different way, of course, because we're all human. So I don't think that I can see it any other way.
Do you think that if you survive tonight, that there's some mending that needs to be done as a tribe, possibly clear the air, move on from a challenge in which feelings did get hurt?
Maybe a little bit, but I don't think a lot. Yeah,
Does the jury...
I don't think that it's gonna hurt us personally, our tribe. I mean, there isn't very many of us, so yeah. I don't know.
Are you concerned it's you tonight?
Sure. I mean, I'm concerned every time, ever since I heard my name called in a tribal already. I mean, I wasn't prepared then, and I'm not prepared now, so it could possibly be me. I can't win the challenge for the life of me, so, you know, I mean, I felt like I would almost have the immunity. I feel like I put myself out there to really try to get to know people, but I can kind of see that we're already going to be split the whole time. So there's really, I guess I could see it as no point of really trying to get to know people is what I'm hearing.
That's a good... I'm going to come back to you, Jen. I want to ask Pete pretty much something that you just said, but I might come back and rebuttal some actual questions that I had for you. But that's a good point. I kind of want to just go to the other side of things. Pete, she just said, like, hey, from what I'm hearing, what I'm feeling, what I'm gathering, there's kind of no point in getting to know some of these people because, hey, CJ kind of said sort of the point that could possibly be universal at this moment, maybe not, but that there's no point in leading a sheep to a slaughter for those in the majority. There's no point in giving people false hope. And then there's the people in minority who are feeling like, hey, there's no point in talking to them because, hey, if everybody has the same mentality as CJ, there's no point in talking to them. Do you think that this holds true as like the vibe of Octavia?
If I understand the question.
Sorry, yeah, I know I ramble sometimes.
It's just tough, Sandy. I mean, you know, they've reached out and they've talked but we're just strong. I mean, what can you do? What do you say? I mean, you listen and you feel bad and you hate it, but it is a game of numbers sometimes. And I just think for this round, I just don't see a whole lot of reason, and I hate that they feel like they have no hope or that there's no reason to get to know us. But I can't fix that. I can't fix it.
And I didn't say there's no reason to talk to them or there's no reason for them to talk to us, because I enjoy talking to Jennifer. I enjoy talking to the people on their tribe. It's for me, it's a personal thing because I personally feel bad connecting so well with people that I feel I might have to vote out. And it's going to be hard enough for the people on Erebus at some point if I make it that far, that it's not that I'm like, don't even bother talking to me. It's that I'm an emotional person, and when I'm talking to you, I'm genuinely telling you how I feel, and I don't want to like have you feel the same way and then you feel betrayed by me or you feel like I was fake. So it's not like, please talk to me. It's a like personal thing. It's not like, you know, I don't want to hear from you. I don't want to talk to you. It's
Can
like,
I say something?
Of course.
Going off what CJ said, I feel like in a way that makes things worse. Because it's like we put in all of this effort to communicate and talk to you, but it's all one-sided and you're going to vote us out anyway. So why not just say, listen, you're going home, don't waste your time, rather than have us put in all this effort to try and build relationships with this Erebus strong group than just to have it just like not be worth it.
Well, I have something to say about that too. And because of the fact that I've built a relationship with every single one of you, even you and I, Caroline, have had some good conversations, I feel like just because it is Erebus strong doesn't mean that we want to continue these relationships outside of this game as well. Because, you know, I feel like I'm very close with a lot of you. Even if we do vote you out, doesn't mean that we don't want to just cut ties there.
But that's you. You have a relationship with everyone in the game. But CJ doesn't. Tom doesn't. Austin doesn't. Pete doesn't. So for us to come to you and you say you want to have a relationship with us outside of the game, but you don't have one in the game, doesn't do anything. Like, I can see that for you, but I can't see that for them.
okay, well then I'll respond. If you don't want to take the time to get to know me personally or anyone else, then don't. I guess what I'm saying, if you're coming at me just to try to get yourself a vote, then yeah, that's probably a waste of your time. But if we're looking at the honest truth, one of you is going to be left. And eventually, if you watch Survivor or you've seen how Survivor goes, a crack is possibly going to form. I'm not saying that it is. I feel like we're strong. But if you are a fan of the show, eventually things are going to get a little messy within Erebus. Hopefully not, but it's possible. And don't you want to be the last person there to take advantage of that? Because, I mean, you don't sound like that. So
why would I want to put my game in the hands of people who don't trust me? That's essentially what you're asking me to do. You're asking me to allow Erebus to knock every member of my tribe down until I'm the last one standing. And since I'm talking to you guys, I'm going to be that last person to find a crack that is maybe going to be there. Do you, like, if you were in my position...
Unfortunately, that's how the game works. I'm sorry that that's how it works.
Not necessarily how it has to work.
Can I say something?
Of course, Austin, I love you, bro. I promise I have a question for you, but live tribal councils, buddy. Hey, Dash, floor's yours.
Okay, this is what I have to say. I feel like, personally, Tara is going to be picked off one by one. And at the end of the day, I can promise you right now, if y'all never make a move, you're not going to win. So now's your chance to make a move. If I heard the same shit from every single Erebus person all week, that y'all are so strong. Y'all are so strong. Okay, well, guess what? One of you might have voted me most delusional, but you're going to be the delusional one when the show airs. Because guess what? One of you's on the bottom. Or maybe two of you, or maybe three of you. But at the end of the day, multiple people are on the bottom and could make a game-changing move right now, but none of y'all are willing to do it. And that's what I have to say. And I'm telling you right now, if I'm on that jury, I'm voting for the person that made moves. So if you want to make a move, you slide into my DMs and we can maybe make out a little and we'll find out what happens. That's what I have to say. Thank you.
Sorry, let me just grab my charger.
But when move needs to be made this time, like what the hell? You're going to lose your numbers. That's all I have to say.
Now, Austin, with what Dash just said, and sort of which was jumping off of what CJ said. Damn it, let me just plug this in. But I don't want to forget my question.
No!
Which my question is, all right, so you are from the Erebus tribe. You're part of the six, a potential clear majority tonight at Tribal Council. How concerned are you that of the six, you are what CJ was talking about or what Dash was talking about, that, hey, you could possibly be that crack. You could be that sixth or fifth. Does that concern you at all right now in the game?
I would say no, just because at this point, with the 6 Erebus that we have, I don't feel that if someone flips... Okay, so the argument I heard from people from Terra this week was, well, if someone flips over here, someone's on the bottom over there, and if that person flips over here, they'll be fine. And it's like, well, if someone's the bottom here, they're going to be 6 here. But if that same person flips there, they're just going to be number 6 on the bottom over there. So if you flip, you're really not doing anything to change your position in the game except pissing a lot of people off.
So do you think if Erebus were to crack and not go to the final 6 too soon? Doesn't mathematically make sense to flip?
In my opinion, it doesn't make mathematical sense to flip at this point because I feel you're just going to be in the same spot and sort of piss off the other Erebus people and possibly ostracize yourself from them. And if by chance you were to make it to the end, and the rest of the Erebus didn't, that's 5 votes you're probably not going to get.
So you don't see a flip right now as a respectable move if that person who flipped makes it to the end?
Well, I mean, that would all be based on immediately everybody would be pissed at them, most likely, and it might be hard to talk to those other Erebus people moving forward. And then at that point, someone's going to have to flip either way. And then, it would all depend on how the person played the rest of the game. Honestly, I mean, one move with 11 people left in the game isn't going to be enough to say, well, I flipped when there was 11 people, and that's why I should win this game. I mean, to me, that's not a solid enough argument to win the game.
Do you agree with CJ that, hey, if you're a fan of Survivor, if you've seen this show, Erebus Strong is a possibility all the way to the final 6? But how many seasons has that actually happened, guys? Things happen. People fall out. Lies are uncovered. People jump too soon, manipulate a friend when they shouldn't. Do you believe or agree with what CJ said? And Caroline, you could jump in as soon as you see Austin's reply.
Well, I mean, yeah, I agree with CJ. I mean, obviously being a huge fan of the show, that it's very extremely rare. I mean, we all remember in Survivor Philippines, what's their tribe name? I can't remember the tribe name off the top of my head.
The Malcolm Denise one, yeah.
No, well, not theirs, Scoopin.
Scoopin, yeah. Okay, yeah. Sorry, hi. Who said my name?
But their tribe, they never went to tribal council. They were pictured as this just one alliance that's going to wipe everybody out, and they crumbled about as bad as one solid alliance could crumble. So I mean, it's always possible it's going to happen, and if you are a fan of the show, then you should
Play with that
not
in your
give
mind.
up and wave the white flag when there's 11 people left.
Caroline,
Yes.
did you have something to say? I saw you raise your hand. I don't know if it's outdated or not.
Oh no, I was just you asked how many seasons that happened in, and in all 30 something, however many there are, it's only happened in one.
And
So,
one. Exactly. Oh, that was the one. Okay.
that was the one was the answer.
Okay. I thought you were about to come in and be like,
Sorry.
wait 1 second. Is there anybody that I actually missed in terms of your one-on-one questions? Because I like to just jump around how I feel. Nope. I'm scrolling through. Octavius, this is the part of Tribal Council where I'm literally going to leave the floor open. A lot has been said. If you're sitting on anything that you heard, feel like, hey, this is your last night, goodbye, well, at least anything. This is your opportunity to do so.
I don't know for sure if I am going home tonight or if there's any chance that it will be someone else. But if I do go home tonight, I understand why. I understand that I made my bed and maybe I have to lie in it. But I do genuinely like all 11 of you. This is probably the nicest merge of 11 people you ever could have had. All of the mean people are gone. And there are zero hard feelings. Any relationships I made were not me being sneaky. Those were real. And thank you guys for a really fun game.
Anyone else? Like a final statement?
I just have to say, Austin, I get your point that, it can be really bad to flip. However, it's been proven in reality TV history that if you flip at the right moment and you make the right move, you can make the end. And you can actually make the end with things on your resume instead of just floating along and listening to one dictator or two dictators. So I'm just saying, if y'all want to make a move, you have 5 people here who are outnumbered who are willing to make a move. And that's all I have to say.
I have something to add to that. CJ said when she was talking to me that I'm sorry that that's how it works. But it's not how it works. You've only seen it work that way in one season of Survivor. And it's not how it has to work now. So all 5 of us are open to anything that you can be willing to give us. And that's really all I have to say.
CJ, hun, you're muted. Just repeat what you said. We're saying it real quick.
I wasn't saying anything.
Oh, sorry.
I'm like having multiple conversations.
Heard. I got you. All right. Are we good? Tom, you're good. Pete, Kayla, Jen, Jake, Ostino. All right, guys. It is that time of the evening. When I call your name, you will make your way over to my Skype PM. You will type the name of the person you want to send to the jury. The tribe mate, you are voting out of this game. No longer in the running of title of I, Survivor, Queen Elizabeth Islands. Dash, you're first. Pete. Tom. Kayla. Austin. Jennifer. It's time to vote. Caroline. David. Jen. Jake. And CJ. I will go tally the votes.
As he tallies, guys, remember when you're voted out, you'll get a second to address the tribe. It is fun when people use it, so if you're muted and voted out, unmute when you talk. In the past, people have forgot to unmute, and we missed maybe something that could have been what Dash would say is iconic.
I wish I could drink. Because I'd totally be drunk right now.
You can tip the box, you just don't have to drink it. Just get that box wine and smack it around.
I second that. I could drink too.
This is the 4th year in a row I haven't been able to drink.
Can I go pee really quick?
Yes, Dash.
Thank you.
Hey, no shame. I peed twice during this entire tribal council.
Okay, I'm gonna go pee too.
Yeah, you guys, I'm writing down 11 parchments, so if you need to go, just go quick.
Does he not know that he's like
Dash,
not
your
on
microphone's
mute?
on.
Dash, your mic is on.
That's fine.
Okay, just letting you know.
I mean, I didn't say anything that's not, like, known. I was just talking about my roommate's love life. I'm just kidding. Okay.
I really have to walk my dogs. They haven't peed or pooped in the past probably 7 hours.
What did you guys hear me say? Was I like, what did I do?
Nothing. You just said we're fucked.
Oh. Oh God. I mean, what?
What?
Queen of.
I'm tired.
Okay, I'm ready. How many more parchments you got, Sandy?
Also, remember when the person gets voted out, everyone stay on for at least 5 minutes. Sometimes beautiful things happen when people get voted out.
Beautiful.
All right, I am ready. Let's go. Let me get Caroline up here with 2 other people. I see you, CB. All right. Once the votes are read, the decision is final. Person voted out will be asked to leave the tribal council area immediately. If you have a hidden immunity idol and you would like to play it, let me know right now because this is your time. If not, forever hold your peace. I'll read the votes. First vote, Tom. Second vote, David. It's 1 vote Tom and 1 vote for David. Third vote, Jake. We are 3-way tie. 1 vote for David, 1 vote for Tom, and 1 vote for Jake. Jake. It's 2 votes, Jake. David. It's 2 votes, David. 2 votes, Jake. 1 vote, Tom. Jake. It's 3 votes, Jake. 2 votes, David. 1 vote, Tom. David. It's 3 votes, David. 3 votes, Jake. That is a tie. 1 vote, Tom. Next vote, David. It's 4 votes, David. 3 votes, Jake. 1 vote, Tom. Jake. We're tied. 4 votes, David. 4 votes, Jake. 1 vote, Tom. Jake. Seventh person voted out of I Survivor Queen Elizabeth Islands. First member of our jury, Jake. Jake, you need to bring me your torch. Unmute.